Welcome. Welcome to another episode of Angel in the Afternoon. I'm Angel Rivera, of course, and just bear with me one second here. And we got Alex Knight here and Witchy Perfect again. How are we doing?
Doing fine.
We're
Good.
here. I don't know for how long. Like I said, Angel and I are under severe thunderstorms warning. So if Mother Nature decides to turn us off, they will. Uh,
And one of my cats decided to join us, so
he just wanted to say hello.
Yep. So we got plenty to talk about this week. From
Our special
let's
guest.
see. Sorry. We got. We got we got so many things to talk about. My throat's fine, itchy. But yeah, I mean we got El Salvador's Nayib Bukele being funded by Israel, or at least his weapons and his police. So that
Of
caught me.
course.
Yeah. Even
before we
though
go any
ironic.
further, I just need to correct Indy on something. No, that's not my exercise equipment. What happened was when my dad was having the nosebleed issues, like I mentioned, the night when the 9/11 crew was here, they had to move stuff around, so they split some of the stuff in my room. So that's what happened. So that's why it's here. So
You could have lied and said, "Oh yeah, I'm exercising. I look buff. Don't I look good?" Right, Indy?
Well, and then we also have to talk about why is the West deathly afraid of what's his face?
China.
No, Ibrahim Torre, the president of Burkina Faso, or the interim president. He did a coup in 2022. Has been in control ever since, but the West is afraid of him because for a few reasons. One, because he kicked France out. The French, as soon as he took over, the French were kicked out, who were their colonial masters. Then he got closer to the Russians. Huge mistake, for the West. So they're all kind of melting down over that. So that's also, we'll discuss that. We'll also discuss the Trump administration's intention on sending 1 million Palestinians to Libya. So they already have that in place. So they're literally going to take 1 million Palestinians out of Gaza and out of the West Bank and send them to Libya, that hellhole. So they will be sold, and they will be, God knows what's going to happen to them. And we'll also, there's a few other things we'll talk about, but we'll start with thank you. Yeah, so let's start off with this. A little bit of a local story for me, but New Jersey Transit. The trains, the engineers have gone on strike, so none of the trains are currently running. So the train engineers are all gone on strike, and there's nothing running right now, at least for trains. So, yep.
Interesting.
Yeah, so the strike happened this morning. Today at 12:01, the strike became official. There's no deal. There's no deal between the Brotherhood of Locomotive Engineers and Trainmen and the state of New Jersey, or New Jersey Transit at least. So,
I wonder if
so they,
Trump is also going to break a railroad strike.
I wouldn't put it past them.
no. I mean, I wouldn't either. But all right, so no New Jersey transit trains running as engineers strike for the first time since 1983. So it's been a long time since the last strike. Brotherhood of Locomotive Engineers and Trainmen walked off the job 12:01 a.m. Friday amid an ongoing contract dispute with New Jersey Transit.
You're
Wages
not
is
showing us on the screen, by the way.
okay. Yeah, for some reason I have to actually do this. So I don't know why. I mean, it should do it automatically, but whatever. Walked amid an ongoing contract dispute with New Jersey Transit. Wages has been the main sticking point. So, of course, They don't want to pay more money for labor, so
Nope. Fuck those poor people. That's what
yeah.
the rich say.
So let's go actually to this here because I have to do a lot of reading today, and my throat's already kind of itchy. So let's just watch the video. Oops! Why is this? Go back. Okay, it's mute. Bear with me 1 second. I don't know why it's not working the way it should. Here we go. All right, here we go.
Now, 18 hours into this strike, it's causing a rare scene at Penn Station. Take a look. Empty. The NJ Transit rail terminal
Penn Station's empty.
is not bustling with riders right now as usual. The strike has shut down the third largest rail system in the U.S. We have live team coverage on both sides of the Hudson tonight. Let's start with News 4's Sarah Wallace, live at Newark Penn Station with the negotiations. And Sarah, what the riders are saying to you.
Well, and Natalie, both sides are telling us that they are eager and willing to get back to the bargaining table. But so far, the only meeting scheduled is a meeting with the National Mediation Board this Sunday. For now, as you can see behind me, the picket signs are up and the rail system is down. An eerie silence on the tracks at normal bustling Newark Penn Station.
Union strong.
I've never seen Penn Station that empty. So,
And in
in my
front of
lifetime,
New Jersey
at least.
Transit headquarters, the drivers who normally move those trains standing firm. They may be small in numbers, but the 450 members of BLET, the Brotherhood of Local Engineers and Trainmen, have successfully derailed the system, affecting hundreds of thousands of riders. Governor Phil Murphy this morning saying he wasn't leveling blame, but then did.
It is frankly a mess of their own making. And it is a slap in the face of every commuter and worker who relies on NJ Transit.
Wait, is he blaming the Is he blaming the
He's blaming the workers.
Oh well,
I was thinking it's
frankly-
Chris Murphy, not Bill Murphy.
I mean, and this is rich people saying, "Oh, those damn poor people wanting money and shutting everything down. How dare you?"
I mean, we'll own nothing,
people.
be happy, and eat sea bugs. That's
Yes, exactly. You own
Affecting
nothing, be happy,
hundreds
and
of
eat
thousands of riders.
Let me see what he
Governor
actually
Phil
said.
Murphy this morning saying he wasn't leveling blame, but then did.
It is frankly a mess of their own making.
Yeah.
And it is a slap in the face of every commuter and worker who relies on NJ Transit. But we're not here this morning to point fingers.
No, you just pointed the fingers though.
Yeah,
You can't
just literally said, "Oh, goddamn those fucking poor people! How dare!"
But I'm not
you."
blaming anybody. I'm not blaming anybody.
I'm
though.
not doing this, but I am doing this.
I just did
Yeah,
it.
how dare you fucking poor people actually want a living wage and better working conditions?
Oh, by the
They should
way,
just be fucking slaves.
Phil Murphy, by the way, is a Democrat. So
Of course.
he's
Doesn't matter.
New Jersey has a history of electing Democrats to governors that are former Goldman Sachs executives.
Of course.
Phil Murphy's one of them. John Corzine was another one. So it's like we like electing. Unfortunately, this state likes electing former Goldman Sachs executives to governors, as governors. So that's twice it's happened in
because
my
the rich
lifetime, at
people
least.
Look down. They can always look down on the poor people. How dare you, poor people, want a living wage? Are you crazy? Ugh.
We are here to demonstrate that our administration remains ready to get NJ Transit back to full speed and to
Oh, go suck
provide
it,
the
Dick,
Blitz members their hard-earned raises.
The agency stresses it had a contract deal in place in March, but the union refused to sign it. I spoke with NJT's president this afternoon.
Wait. Well, we offered them a contract in March, but they
Yeah, we
refused to
offered
sign
them
it.
like minimum wage, but we just don't want it.
They
I mean, I
refuse
don't
to
understand
sign
why
it.
can't these poor people just live in squalor while us rich people get our 5 and 6 yachts?
Yeah, they refused to
you
sign
rich
the
people,
contract. We agreed.
Down to this white kids.
This afternoon.
So now she's going to talk to the representative of New Jersey Transit here. So
They said I made a deal that was fair.
New
and
Jersey
that was
Transit president.
fiscally responsible. So all
Fair
I
for
said
you.
is if we could do it once, we could do it again. And I'm saying to you and to your
Well,
viewers
then get your head
and
out of your
New Jersey
ass and
Transit
start
riders,
paying
we are
people.
close.
Pay them.
The union's national
Motherfucker.
president. How far away are you at this
This is the union president now.
Oh, Jesus. This guy probably dumb as the other guy.
I thought we were close yesterday. So I guess
He looks like a president of a union in New Jersey. I don't know. He just had that New Jersey like mobster type look. You know, I'm not saying all unions are mobsters,
I'm
but
telling you, these motherfuckers, they're gonna pay or they're gonna pay.
he looks like a New Jersey
This is a
president.
nice transit you got here. Be really ashamed if something happened to it. I'm sorry,
I
that's
guess
my
that
best
question should go to New Jersey Transit.
They say they're close.
They're the ones that walked out. Okay, tell them to get a little closer.
Union leaders insist management needs to dig deeper in its deep pockets and pay more, saying they haven't had a
That
raise
guy's
in
probably in
6
bed with
years.
them.
They want their hourly rates to be.
They haven't gotten a raise in 6 years, apparently. So, according to the union head, at least. So,
to be comparable to the people they work with on the platform, which is Amtrak and Long Island Railroad. We're not asking to be the top. We're just asking to be close.
Caught in the middle, riders like Johnny Artuso. He understands the desire for competitive wages, but worries salaries too generous might bust the budget.
I understand you
Go
got
fuck yourself.
the work
look at how Italian he
because
looks.
they work hard, but you need to direct
He's
your
definitely from the
attention
Jersey
on
Shore.
fixing things.
Yeah, I mean, how dare you poor people just want to fucking
Everybody
live?
is
You know,
hoping
can't you
that
just
they're-
live in squalor and poverty like everybody fucking else and stop inconveniencing me? Oh, these horrible poor people. Oh, and yeah, and you shouldn't get too much money because we don't want you poor people to actually live like rich people. Ugh.
Yeah.
Fuck you, dude.
All right,
It's called a strike for a reason. It's supposed to be
Yet there will be
inconvenient.
Yeah. So, New Jersey Transit is mostly funded by New Jersey taxpayer dollars in New York too.
Shocker.
So that's why a lot of taxpayers, and especially the more conservative ones, are like, let's get
Just
new
get back to
people
work,
in
lackeys.
there.
Stop inconveniencing
Yeah,
me.
I need to get to work. I need to get to New York, you know, and most
New
people,
York.
especially up in you live close to New York. A lot of people end up working in New York and live in New Jersey, so very common. But
Will be a breakthrough on Sunday, but New Jersey Transit is putting in contingency bus plans on Monday morning if that does not happen. Live from Newark, Sarah Wallace.
oh yeah, they're adding more buses because the bus drivers didn't go on strike. It's just the train engineers.
Guys.
For New York.
Sarah, thank you for the latest there in New Jersey. Let's get to hear.
Even though it would have been nice if the bus drivers went on strike in solidarity, shut down all New Jersey Transit, so to force the state into a deal quicker. But now they're just going to put out buses and like, hey, we put out extra buses, so good luck to you. You know, we can sit on this for a while.
Get to hear in the city where News 4's Andrew Siff live at Penn Station, where some people were still surprised by the strike, Andrew.
Yeah, even though they heard it might happen, they didn't know for sure, and a lot of people work overnight jobs, arrived by habit at Penn Station early this morning, hoping for that reverse commute to New Jersey, and they had to find another way to get around.
Very confusing and very distressing. We hope the strike ends soon.
Suzanne Serwatka landed at Newark today and needed help getting into the city.
A friend picked us up from the airport and drove us to Harrison by Newark, I guess, and we took the PATH.
Yes, the PATH train, operated by Port Authority, picked up some of the slack. Regular PATH riders worried about next week. Are you worried that this will start to get really crowded?
The PATH is run by New York, so they're still working, but the New Jersey ones have been shut down. So
Yes, I do worry about that. It's already very crowded. What do we want? Contract! When do we want it? Now!
On the picket line, the T-shirts told the
fucking
story.
pay 'em.
Trains don't move without
You want this to
engineers.
end? Fucking
And
pay 'em.
inside Penn
No.
Station, locked gates illustrated the impact.
I didn't know until now.
Despite weeks of warnings, this was possible.
hey, there were warnings about this for weeks. I'm not sure how people are not paying attention. Like, hey, look, it's a possibility the engineers can go
Yeah,
on
people
strike,
don't
so you're gonna
care.
have to, make alternate routes of transportation if you need it. But nobody knew.
We're about
apparently.
the brainwash. The brainwash don't care. They just want it
Many
now.
commuters
Yeah.
Commuters caught off guard when New Jersey Transit train service was unavailable.
Gotta drive. I gotta drive.
Yeah, it sucks to be
Starting
new.
Monday,
Gotta
NJ
drive.
Transit is advising commuters to use bus slots at one of these 4 pickup points. From Secaucus Junction and PNC Bank Arts Center, your bus will take you
So if you're in New Jersey, this is
to
what you're going to have to
Port
do
Authority.
on
Hamilton
Monday.
Rail Station and Woodbridge Center Mall will have buses to PATH stations. One transit expert told me the backup plans for getting so many people to work can only go so far.
Even with the contingency plans in place, this is going to be massively disruptive for everyone who's using the system.
Back on the picket line, union
That's what it's
members
meant
got
to do,
support
honey.
from an MTA subway union worker from local
You don't want this to go under and look
100.
fucking
And a lot
pale.
of us transit workers, no matter what union we belong in, can't afford to live in the cities in which we work, in which we serve.
Oh my God!
And
Really?
the scene here outside of Penn Station right
Fucking pale.
Yep.
now, the picket line is still there. The Knicks are playing tonight. Some portion.
That's a big one. The Knicks are playing tonight here at Madison Square Garden. So
Speaking of New York, Angel, I just wanted to mention Juan Soto. He came up the bat. He was filled with booze, and then I don't know why he did it, but he tipped his helmet to them. So
probably in a trolling way. It's like, hey, how you guys doing? But yeah, the Knicks play tonight.
How you guys doing?
It's Game 6 of the Eastern Conference
I
semis
hope
tonight.
the Knicks finish it tonight.
Oh, if they don't finish it tonight, they're probably not going to finish it. But that's just my opinion.
Jason Tatum is out. There's no excuse.
Yeah. And the Game 6 of the Eastern Conference semis at the Garden tonight. Good luck trying to get there with all the extra traffic now because the New Jersey Transit shut down. And the Yankees play Yankee Stadium, right? The game's at Yankee Stadium. So New York is going to be there's a bunch of stuff going on tonight.
Portion of this sold-out game would typically travel here by New Jersey Transit. They had other means of getting here tonight. And looking ahead to next week, that's the real challenge. If the strike extends Tuesday, Wednesday, those busy go-to-the-office days, that's the real contingency plan where it gets tested. We're live at Penn Station. Andrew Siff, News 4 New York.
Yeah, so they're on strike starting this morning at midnight. There's going to be a meeting Sunday, apparently, to see whether they can hammer out some sort of deal. If they can't, then pretty much there's going to be a lot of issues on Monday morning. We'll see what happens, but I'm not completely going to be surprised if it turns out there's no deal. Unless the union just caves, which I hope they don't do.
No, please don't do that. But the rich people are going to say, no, we're not going to pay you. Now get back to work, Black. Again, guys, this is meant to be disruptive. It's meant to be that way so that people can have better pay and better working conditions. This is what all unions should be doing. We should all be a part of a union. That way we have leverage when it comes to telling our grievances to our employers. But that literally everyone is fucking brainwashed and saying, oh, well, I hope the unions don't fuck up and make havoc for rich people. That's what that guy said. Basically, in stupid speak, he just tried to, clean it up and make it more eloquent. Basically, he literally said that. No, I'm sorry. I saw something. I want to hit my microphone. No, he basically said a little more eloquently that literally, well, I mean, why can't they just, and then these people are brainwashed to believe that unions are bad. Unions bad. That's what they tell you on Fox News, MSNBC, and CNN, which is not true. It's not true. It's not true. Stop believing propaganda. Stop condemning poor people and praising rich people. The rich people don't give a fuck about you. Stop it.
This is where Kyle Kowinski and Krista Paul will be like, we agree. Why are they on strike? What's the issue here? They should go back to work,
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen. They shouldn't give in immediately. They should let everybody hurt for a few days. And because, I'm like, I mean, let's see. But I'm hoping I'm wrong, but they should go out more. At least give it a week or two to basically force the commuters, the taxpayers, to pressure the government to give them a better deal. Because according to the union head, they haven't gotten a raise in 6 years. Not even a inflation, like cost of living raise. Nothing. They've got nothing in 6 years. And inflation has gone way up, as we all know. So what the money they were making 6 years ago is not going to be enough today. So they need a raise. Now the question is, how much is that raise going to be? We don't know. We'll see. But I'm going to keep an eye on that story and see what's going on for next week. But for now, let's move on to this one. As a few months ago, a kid by the name of David Hogg, the Parkland survivor, was elected vice chair of the DNC. For now, just a few months ago. Today, or at least a few days ago, it turns out that the Democrats are immediately moving to remove him as vice chair after 3 months? Why? Because he's trying to reform the party and he's calling out Democrats.
Oh, how dare you paw
this
is why you can't reform the party.
Yeah, you can't do it from within. Nope.
So, real quick, Parkland survivor David Hogg to be ousted from DNC following investigation into his election. Yeah, an investigation. Right after he was elected.
People literally, you fuck over poor people, and you cheat in every fucking election. DNC and RNC. I'm not leaving them out, but these
Republicans bad. They're the evil ones.
Oh right, these fucking fuckers literally cheat every single motherfucking election, and then when a real election for a real person who wants to do change and reform, guess what? Somehow they cheated. Go suck a dick.
The Democratic National Committee panel has found that gun control activist David Hogg and a colleague were not properly elected among his 5 vice chairs earlier this year, paving his way for their removal.
What does that mean?
It doesn't mean anything. They're just
they're desperate to get rid of him. They're desperate to get rid of him. Hogg, 25, rose to national prominence following the surviving of the Parkland shooting in 2018, co-founding March of Our Lives. He's been a vocal political commentator, critical of the president and Democratic Party's failure to earn the trust of the electorate. Hogg made waves last month, announcing that his new organization, Leaders We Deserve, co-founded with Kevin Latta, the former campaign manager of Florida Representative Maxwell Alejandro Frost, the first Gen Z member of Congress, intends to support primary challengers to out-of-touch, ineffective House Democrats occupying safe congressional districts that it believes not done enough to oppose the Trump administration. And what's already been interpreted as an attack on that strategy, the DNC Credentials Committee on Monday upheld a complaint brought by Oklahoma activist Kaylin Free, who lost on one of her vice chair positions February 1st elections, and subsequently accused the DNC of breaking its own rules on gender diversity, potentially invalidating the elections of Hogg and Malcolm Kenyatta. You understand what that is said there?
I just want to mention something. For those who don't know who Malcolm Kenyatta is, he was one of the guys who was running against John Fetterman for, Congress of Pennsylvania? Was that the position? Or
it's a Senate.
Probably
the senator.
He's a senator, right? Yeah.
Oh no,
so probably senator.
No. Were you talking about when
governor maybe?
When John Fetterman was VP, I'm not VP. Lieutenant governor in Pennsylvania.
Years ago, when they were running for
the Senate. Yeah, it's the Senate seat then.
Yeah. I was gonna say he was against Oz for the governor.
Malcolm Kenyatta was the guy who was hammering on John Fetterman for when he held that shotgun on that jogger. He was hammering on him, and he seemed like he was a real guy and all that. But no, he just became a DNC stooge. And,
he became a DNC vice chair, and now apparently his seat is also on the line. They're removing him too because, this woman, Kaylin Free, filed a complaint that the Democratic Party violated its own rules on gender diversity. So that means the 2 guys here, Hogg and Malcolm Kenyatta, have to be removed now. They have to have new elections.
Right. They have to be removed because they have penises, not vaginas. Guys, this is fucking insanity. Hello? This is literally when you excuse me, sorry. This
even
is
that makes you
when you get elected, okay? When you get elected to whatever, Congress, whatever position you have, Senate, whatever, House, whatever. You have to become a rich person. You have to hate poor people and you have to fuck over your constituents. If you don't, this is the shit that will happen to you. Doesn't matter if you're Democrat or Republican. It's the same shit, different day. Literally, this is why good people can't be politicians, because literally they don't want you. They don't want you to help poor people.
Yeah.
They want to own you.
David Hogg is literally a stooge for the party. All he wants to do is get rid of the older Democrats, and the older Democrats want to hang on to power.
To David Hogg and Malcolm Kenyatta, are you finally going to get out of the DNC bubble? Are you finally going to realize they're the problems? Are you finally going to stand up and be independent like all of us? Are you? No.
David Hogg, his dad is an ex-FBI agent, and Malcolm Kenyatta, I don't know much about him. So,
but this is what I'm talking about. Like, literally, you have to sell out to the establishment, or you will leave. They will literally find any fucking excuse just because these two guys have penises. I'm sorry, that's part of a guy. Guy has a penis, women have vaginas. Just because they have penises, well, we gotta get rid of them.
This woman.
If
go ahead,
the Parkland shooting didn't happen, David Hogg would be a complete nobody. I mean,
he would be. He would be. He's lucky to survive.
Literally, these mass shootings, I think, are just literally plots from the government to kill our kids because they hate our kids. They hate poor kids.
So a full DNC vote would now be held on the committee's findings, which would mean new elections being staged with the 5 same candidates, including Hogg and Kenyatta, on the ballots once again. While this vote was based on how the DNC conducted its officers' elections, which it had nothing to do with, it's also impossible to ignore the broader context of my work to reform the party, which loomed large over this vote, Hogg said in a statement. I ran to be DNC vice chair to help the Democratic Party better, make the Democratic Party better, not to defend the indefensible status quo that has caused voters in almost every demographic vote to move away from us, a group. So, yeah, he's still insisting on staying within the party. He's like, I ran to make the party better. It's like Justice Democrats all over again.
Yeah, sure.
It's not going to work then. It's not going to work now. The DNC has pledged to remove me, and this vote has provided an avenue to fast-track that effort. Kenyatta also reacted strongly, calling it a slap in the face and complaining that he had worked his ass off to get this role and had done the job every day since I've held it.
Eating bonbons and sucking your own dick. No, come on, dude. Shut up.
Dude, Kenyatta worked his ass off. I mean, come on. I don't know what he did.
Yeah, he worked his ass off sitting in the chair going, how many poor people can we fuck over today? Secretary? And then suck my dick while you're at it. I mean, come on.
He also rejected media framing of the ruling as an internal effort to oust Hogg, saying the story was not only about his colleague, even though it clearly wants it to be. For his part, DNC chairman Ken Martin, I forgot it. I don't even know who the hell he was until I forgot about him. It's like, who was the DNC chair? I don't know. I'm disappointed to learn that before I became chair, there was a procedural error in the February vice chair elections. Procedural error, really. Convenient how you found this procedural error all of a sudden. The Credential Committee issued their recommendation, and I trust the DNC members will carefully review the committee's resolution and resolve this matter fairly. I thank all our officers for their service, including blah, 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 Kenyatta and Hogg. I look forward to Israel. Yeah, I look forward to continuing to work with them in their officer posts as this matter is being resolved. Before Monday's ruling, Martin said, I've committed more than ever to introduce a slate of structural reforms that enshrine these values into the political official rules of the Democratic Party. These reforms will require all party officers, including myself, to remain neutral in primaries.
Oh, yeah.
In other words, we're for good things and against bad things.
Yes.
That means nothing. They will
hard to talk when you have a dick in your mouth.
They will ensure that no party official can abuse their position to tilt the outcome of an election. Whether you're a challenger or an incumbent, 18 or 80, the rules must apply equally. Do I have opinions? Of course.
Losing.
So they're trying to make David Hogg and the other dude sign deals where they're like, oh, yeah, I mean, we're neutral in all primaries. I mean, do I have opinions? Of course, but when you lead the institution tasked for calling balls and strikes, you don't get to swing the bat also.
This ain't baseball, dude. This ain't baseball.
His thread could likewise be construed as a rebuke of Hogg, who plans to put put the heat under Democrats he considered complacent and had ruffled the feathers of party elders, most notably Bill Clinton's former strategist James Carville, who labeled him a contemptible little twerp in a News Nation interview. So Carville, being 100 years old, called him a contemptible little twerp. I've not heard
He
that.
does. He kind of looks like the Crypt Keeper with hanging skin.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's David Hogg for you. You know, they removed him as vice chair, and now they plan on holding new elections, where most likely he's going to lose alongside with the Kenyatta guy, whatever his name is, and they'll put in two women.
Malcolm, right?
Yeah, Malcolm. One white woman and one black woman. I'm sure will win, and they'll act like they change history and for the party and blah blah blah.
And they're just as bought off as the fucking guys with penises. I mean, really, does it matter if it's a vagina or a penis that fucks you in the ass? Really? Doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
The DNC and RNC are literally bought off. Like I said, when you join the political factions, whatever you are, a Democrat or Republican, you're going to sell out to the establishment. That's what they do, people. They don't give a fuck about you. They just wanted your vote so that they can fuck you over and they can get good health care and they can get a pension plan at the end when they're done getting their jollies off. Their secretaries giving them blowjobs all day.
It's just like the Stone Cold Miss McMahon handshake at WrestleMania.
Right.
Yeah. Yep. So nothing's gonna change there. David Hogg will still be a Democrat. The black guy will still be a Democrat. It doesn't really matter. So yeah, I just wanted to touch on that because I think we and Alex talked about it when he first got elected. It's like, how long is David Hogg gonna last before he'll be gone? Because I suspected.
If I was talking about how long, I was just saying I can't believe he's the guy as the vice chair now. Like that guy, that's what I was pretty.
Well, yeah, that's true. But at the same time, maybe we didn't discuss it, but I know I thought he's not going to last long because it's like he's first of all the elders in the party are not going to let him last long, especially if he's serious about reforming the party.
These young whippersnappers.
And also, I just want to say one more thing, Steph. You were talking about how the guys who come in and they get health care and all that. Remember, that's what AOC just admitted not too long ago after she got elected. She got health care.
Sir, I was taking AOC's words verbatim.
Yeah, she got her health care, so she's good.
She flat out admitted it without realizing.
Fuck about you. She just wanted your vote so that she could make sure that her health was good. She don't give a fuck about your health. And by the way, neither does RFK Jr. Stop with the bullshit of RFK Jr. Does not give a fuck about you. He is not writing policies that are literally helping your health. You know what he's doing? Sitting on his fucking ass getting blowjobs all fucking day. So he can hide from his wife.
Door will not, criticize RFK for that. I just don't understand.
We love you, Jimmy, but come on.
Yeah. So
come on.
Yeah. So now let's get to this story. This literally just broke, I think, today. I mean, let me see. This is an NBC News exclusive. I tried not to use corporate media, but the only one that had the story. So there you go.
It's on MSNBC, so I mean,
it's NBC. Yeah,
it's NBC.
Yeah, the only one that had the story.
Trump administration gets new blowjob by keeping Arabs down. You know what I mean?
The Trump administration working on plan to move 1 million Palestinians to Libya.
Right, sure.
Details are murky. Details are murky with no final agreement being reached, but the plan is under serious enough consideration that the administration has discussed it with Libyan leadership.
I mean,
what Libyan leadership?
Already crowded. This shit.
What Libyan leadership, by the way?
You know what's? I'm gonna hate this, that you're gonna have all these, stupid liberals saying, "Ha, I told you about this. Should have voted for Kamala."
And Kamala would have done the same fucking thing, and they would have been like.
Yeah, and they
I'm going to brunch.
They wouldn't have said nothing. Yeah.
Protested towards Kamala to do something. They told us to fuck off, so you don't get to make fun of us for that.
Yeah, I know. I totally agree with you, Alex. It's this is literally again. This is why Trump, he won over the masses because he had them brainwashed from the beginning, from that whole big fucking wrestling storyline. Oh, I got shot in the ear. No, you fucking didn't. You bladed. So, I mean, this literally goes back to the whole, and I did see some of Jimmy's stuff. He's rubbing up against. Okay. I did see some of Jimmy Dore's stuff, though it was more just blowing Trump at that point. I'm like, okay, I'm turning it off.
Yeah.
I don't know what Jimmy sees. Is he literally trying to appeal to those Trumpers? Because, I mean, okay, I get it that the Trumpers are brainwashed, and I was trying to not vomit yesterday when I saw the Fox News thing with those numbers, and were they in sand or something? I don't know where they got those numbers, but I'm like, what are you, Notre dumbass? You just randomly have numbers and randomly it has something to do with the FBI trying to get rid of Trump? Go fuck yourself.
But I think the guy who's really like gone batshit crazy lately is Scott Ritter. I mean, what the fuck?
Oh
is that?
No, not Scott Ritter.
Yeah, Scott Ritter.
They got to him. They got to him.
Angel, hasn't he been tweeting about they should be bombing Iran, or wasn't that what he was tweeting?
It was something weird like that. It was like, as like, what the hell is going on with him? But I mean, all of a sudden now he's pro bombing of, I think it was Iran or was something. It was something like weird like that. So it was like, Israel got to him, but let's the Trump administration working on a plan to permanently relocate 1 million Palestinians from the Gaza Strip to Libya. The plan is under serious consideration. The administration has discussed it with Libya's leadership. What leadership? Two people with direct knowledge of the plans, and a former U.S. official said, in exchange for resettling the Palestinians, the administration would potentially release to Libya billions of dollars in funds the U.S. froze more than a decade ago. Those three people said. No final agreement has been reached, and Israel has been kept informed of the administration's discussions. The State Department and National Security Council did not respond to multiple comments, but before the article was published. After publication, a spokesperson told NBC News those reports are untrue.
So Bernie, does Israel still have the right to defend itself? You're going to keep saying that shit?
Yeah, so the administration denying this, so it's not true. The situation on the ground is untenable for such a plan. Such a plan was not discussed and makes no sense, the spokesperson said. Bassem Naim, a senior Hamas official, said that Hamas, the U.S.-designated terrorist group that had run Gaza, was not aware of any discussions about moving Palestinians to Libya.
Look at how they put Hamas as the terrorist.
Hamas! Not America is the terrorist here.
No, it's Hamas. That's how it is.
Hamas. Okay.
Yeah.
How about you go fuck a loogie on it?
The Palestinians are very rooted in their homeland, very strongly committed to the homeland, and they're ready to fight up to the end to sacrifice anything to defend their land, their homeland, their families, and the future
Israel is hoping for
of their children.
Israel don't want to do this; they just want to commit a genocide, like they had a Holocaust against them. Newsflash, guys: the Nazis were not Muslims. I hate to break that your little hearts, but the Nazis were not Muslims.
Yeah. Naheem said in a response to NBC News, Palestinians are exclusively the only party who have the right to decide what to do for Palestinians, including Gaza and Gazans, what to do and what not to do. Representatives of the Israeli government declined to comment. Libya has been plagued by instability.
People what to do.
It has been plagued by instability, warring political factions throughout the nearly 14 years since the civil war broke out in the country, and its longtime dictator Muammar Gaddafi was toppled. So there's no government in Libya to speak of. I mean, ever since Gaddafi was killed,
but there's slave trading.
But the administration, like, we talked to Libyan government. It's like, what government? I mean, there's like political factions and still in civil war. Libya is struggling to care for its current population as two rival governments, one in the west led by Abdul Hamid Diberi and one led by Khalifa Haftar, that are actively and violently fighting for control. It's still a civil war. I don't know what government the administration is speaking to.
But they got slave traders, so they could probably get a lot of money for all those Palestinian slaves. That's what Trump is counting on, and Israel too.
Yeah, the State Department currently advises Americans not to travel to Libya due to crime, terrorism, unexploded landmines, civil unrest, kidnapping, and armed conflict. But they want to send a million Palestinians there. Even though the State Department is telling the Americans not to actually travel there. The government could not be reached for comment. Haftar's Libyan National Army did not respond for a request for comment either. How many Palestinians in Gaza would voluntarily leave to live in Libya is an open question. One idea administration officials have discussed is to provide Palestinians with financial incentives, such as free housing and even a stipend. The details of when or how this plan will relocate Palestinians to Libya could be implemented are murky. In an effort to reach out up to 1 million people, there would likely face significant obstacles. Okay. Then effort to blah blah be real expensive, but it's not sure the Trump administration would seek to pay for it. In the past, the administration said that the Arab nations would help with rebuilding Gaza after the war ends, but they have been critical of Trump's idea of permanently relocating Palestinians.
Yeah, they're going to rebuild it for Israel when Israel takes over.
In recent weeks, the administration also looked at Libya, a place where it could send some immigrants it wants to deport from the U.S. However, plans to send one group's immigrants to Libya was stalled by a federal judge this month. Moving up to 1 million Palestinians to Libya could put more of a strain on the fragile country. The CIA's most recent publicly available estimate of Libya's current population is 7.36 million. Libya absorbing 1 million more people would be equivalent to the U.S. taking in 46 million people. Blah, blah, blah. Precisely how Palestinians would be resettled in Libya had not been determined. The administration official looking for options for housing them and every potential method for transporting them from Gaza to Libya by air, land, or sea is being considered. According to one of the people with direct knowledge of the effort, any of these methods would likely prove cumbersome and time-consuming as well as costly.
I mean, here's a radical idea. How about we leave them the fuck alone and rebuild Gaza to be not an open-air prison for Palestinians? I know, what a radical idea, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I agree with this upstate raider. Literally, it's the Trail of Tears 2025. Only Israel is in charge of it.
Yeah. That's a good way of putting it. Because we've done this before to Native Americans, but Zionist Bitcoin said no one ever. Look, let's bottom line this here. The administration they are completely. Look at this. I mean, it would take around 1,773 flights on the world's largest airplane, the Airbus A380, and its maximum passengers to transport 1 million people. Do you imagine how expensive that would be for us to do that? To take over 1,000 flights. 1,000 flights for 1 million people to a country that's still in a civil war. It's like, what the hell are we doing? I mean, it's like we're taking them from basically a open air prison to a place where they're most likely going to die in the middle of a civil war.
Exactly, or they'll become slaves,
or they'll be sold into slavery.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
exactly what they want to do here, guys. Again, hear me now, quote me later, just like Kyle Kutlinski used to say. Literally, what they do over there, they will do here. So all those immigrants, they're like, hey, let's sell them into slavery. Anybody else?
I didn't know this, but the administration already discussed sending. They were ready to send illegals to Libya until a judge stopped it. I didn't even know that until I read this article. The plan under discussion is a part of President Donald Trump's vision for a post-war Gaza, which he said in February would seek to own and rebuild what he called the Riviera of the Middle East. We covered that at the time. 2 current U.S. officials, former U.S. official, and 2 more people with direct knowledge of the effort said. So this is an alleged thing. The administration denying it, and so the Israelis have not commented on it, of course, but the administration has denied this story. But there it is. They're planning on moving, allegedly, 1 million Palestinians to Libya.
Here's another radical idea. How about we just tell Israel to go fuck off? How about we treat everybody the same equally? But again, that's not going to happen.
As Cody Rhodes would say, hey, Israel, go fuck yourself.
That's right. Hey, Israel, go fuck yourself.
And then Israel would do the...
And there were all these fake stories coming out during the week where people are claiming that Trump told Netanyahu to screw off and he's not going to go to Iran.
That's so fake.
It's just such fake stories. It's like, no, he may not want to go to Iran, but he's definitely going to do their bidding here if this story is true.
Right.
They're moving, and on top of that, he's allowing them to continue this devastation in Gaza and stuff. Just because he won't go to war with Iran doesn't mean that he's not doing Netanyahu's bidding still, in the Zionist bidding.
They're
So
still
it's total
sucking cock.
bullshit. It's fake story, and it's a total fake story. So yeah, so that's that. I mean, we have to find a way to screw over Palestinians, even though they're either A, they're going to end up being killed in Libya, or B, they'll be sold into slavery in Tripoli.
Yep.
So
And if it works out
what?
well, start with our kids.
They'll be sold into slavery in Tripoli and stuff. So let's see.
That's what they want for all poor people everywhere. Oh, you're a
Yeah.
poor person. Guess what? Now you're a slave. Have fun with that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, suck a dick. No.
So talking about Nayib Bukele. So this is I didn't know that he was Palestinian descent until I read this article. Bukele is literally Palestinian descended.
You
Let's
mean made in
see.
Israel? I mean he's an Israel person?
No, he's Palestinian,
Oh.
but he supports Israel. Yeah.
But he's been brainwashed. Okay.
Yeah.
It reminds me of
oh, here we go.
Who's that Palestinian celebrity? The guy who says another one. What's his name again?
I forget his name. Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he hasn't spoke out about Israel Palestine ever. In fact, I've seen videos they're videos of his fat ass enjoying life on a yacht. With
DJ Khaled.
Oh yeah, these
DJ
poor
Khaled.
Palestinians.
You're talking about DJ Khaled, yeah.
I mean, for
DJ
fuck's sake.
Khaled.
Yeah, don't believe everyone who does shit from a yacht.
So
they don't have the best of intentions.
Nayib Bukele's El Salvador dictatorship made in Israel. Nayib Bukele may be Palestinian.
On his ass, made in Israel.
Nayib Bukele may be Palestinian, but the dictatorship he has built in El Salvador is very much made in Israel. From arming his security forces to supplying him with weapons and high-tech surveillance tools, Mint Press explores the Israeli influence, helping prop up the man who calls himself the world's coolest dictator.
Yeah. Hate to say I told you so. I told you so.
Arming a dictatorship. Since Bukele's ascension to the presidency in 2019, Israeli exports to El Salvador has rapidly been advancing, growing at an annual rate of more than 21%. This increase consists of primary weapons. El Salvadorian forces, as well as supply with Israeli hardware. The military and police use Israeli-made Galil and Arad-5 rifles, the Uzi submachine gun, numerous Israeli pistols, and a ride an L Storm and Placian Yugao armed vehicles. I don't know. Some equipment Salvadorian forces use comes free courtesy of Israeli sources. In 2019, an Israeli NGO, the Jerusalem Foundation, a group that builds illegal settlements on Palestinian land, announced that it would donate $3 million worth of supplies to the Salvadorian police and military. For others, however, the Bukele administration is paying top dollar, meaning that this relationship is extremely profitable for the high-tech Israeli defense sector. In 2020, Salvadorian police paid around $3.4 million for 1 year's use of its 3 Israeli spyware products. These tools include GeoLock, a program that intercepts calls and texts from targeted phones, WebTangles, which uses individual social media accounts to build up files on people, including using their photos for facial recognition. A third, WaveGuard Tracer, marketed in some regions as Guardian, tracks user movements to GPS on their phones. Perhaps the most notorious piece of spyware used, however, is Pegasus, developed by we heard that word. We heard that. That's an AI, I think. Developed by NSO Group, is an outgrowth of the Israeli Defense Forces Unit 8200. The app hit headlines in 2022 when it's revealed that repressive governments around the world had used it to surveil thousands of public figures, including kings, presidents, politicians, activists, and reporters. El Salvador is one of the most heavily penetrated nations. A report from Citizen Lab has found that Bukele administration was using it to secretly monitor dozens of public figures of the critical of the president, including 22 journalists from the independent outlet El Faro. So there you go. He's turning El Salvador into a police state, pretty much.
Of course. course.
Golden's, what are the chances Gaza residents are imprisoned in Sikhat? Wouldn't be surprised if they end up there.
Wouldn't be
Even though,
surprised.
ironically, Nayib Bukele is a Palestinian, by descent, but he doesn't give a shit.
They gotta bring.
And of course, Trump being really stupid again by calling Chuck Schumer a Palestinian. I mean,
That's so funny. He's ridiculous. Bukele coffee brand. Being a fire, Bukele's coffee brand is a scam where controversy involving shipments of coffee also having cocaine. There you go. Bukele is now a cocaine dealer, ladies and gentlemen, or allegedly is. Let's say. Incarceration nation. Bukele has used these Israeli tools and weapons to crack down on dissent in opposition to his rule. Since 2022, he has declared a state of exception, suspending rights and civil liberties. He has imprisoned at least 85,000 people, a staggering figure for such a small country. Today, around 2% of the adult population, along over 3,000 children, languish behind bars in dangerously overcrowded jails. The most known of this is Confinement Center, Centro de Confinamiento de Terrorismo, or CICAT, which is by far the most largest prison in the world, built to incarcerate over 40,000 people. It's the center that the Trump administration has been sending migrants round up by ICE. A meeting with Bukele in the Oval Office, President Trump said the U.S. nationals will be sent there next. So El Salvador.
and also Trump. I don't know if you discussed it last week, but if it happened, it was announced last week. But Trump's considering opening Alcatraz again. Like as an actual prison again.
Did we bring that up last week?
Yeah, Alcatraz is already haunted enough, don't you think?
Basically the plan is to rebuild Alcatraz because the prison itself cannot be used. I mean, he's been abandoned since the 60s, so or the 70s. There's no way you could reuse it, but you have to destroy it, rebuild everything to do basically a modern high security prison. And now the thing now.
Well, and for what? So that we can incarcerate more people, and they'll be really scared to actually try to. There were some guys that actually tried to get out from Alcatraz, and some think that they succeeded.
But that's something that Kamala Harris would be really proud of Trump doing.
Yeah. Build more prisons instead of more schools and educate our kids. But they don't want to educate our kids. They want our kids to be stupid. So
that's what Kamala said. The age is 18 to 24 or something. She said they're incredibly stupid or whatever she said.
Yeah, I mean, El Salvador holds more people in prison per capita than any other country. Conditions are among the worst in the world. Food is sparse. Lights are kept on 24 hours a day. Cells are frequently packed with more than 100 occupants. Those incarcerated at CICAT are allowed no contact with the outside world, not even with their families or lawyers. Often
and Kristi Noem is going to go there and brag about how I'm here and they're in prison. Yay!
Yeah, I mean.
Oh, fuck Kristi Noem. She needs to go like her dog
Often
did.
the first thing El Salvadorian family hears about the disappeared relative is news that he died while incarcerated. Torture is commonplace. The director of El Salvador's prison system has even been sanctioned by the U.S. government for his role in gross human rights abuses. Bukele has justified the mass imprisonment of his countrymen, a necessary step to break the power of organized crime, gangs and drug cartels. Yet a significant portion of those held are his political opponents. Among those detained are union leaders, politicians, and human rights defenders. Facing the threat of imprisonment or other punishment, El Faro has moved operations to his neighboring Costa Rica. A Palestinian that loves Israel. Here we go.
By the way, we could talk about how Kash Patel is now saying that Jeffrey Epstein hung himself.
Right, sure. And the rich people don't hate poor people.
Like the Trump administration, Bukele's own administration and said members are corrupt, especially as crypto experts. Oh, God, yeah. Bukele is trying to bring in crypto to El Salvador, and that's definitely made for corruption there. So a Palestinian that loves Israel. Amid the chaos, Bukele has fired tens of thousands of public service workers. Where we've heard that. That's familiar to us here in the U.S. Elon Musk in particular has fired tens of thousands of public service workers here in the U.S. and reduced taxes on the business community. Very, very familiar, by the way, here in the U.S. too. He's also reoriented El Salvador's foreign policy from progressive anti-imperialist stance to aligning itself with right-wing governments around the world, including Israel. Despite coming from a prominent Palestinian family that immigrated from Jerusalem in the early 20th century, throughout his political career, he has made a point of vocally supporting Israel, its culture, its foreign policy as far back as 2015, when he was mayor of San Salvador. The Israeli embassy had identified him as a partner for cooperation. You see that? Even back in 2015, the Israelis identified him as, yeah, he's good for the future. And he was elected in 4 years later in 2019. You see that? So there you go. As far as back as 2015, he was mayor of San Salvador. The Israeli embassy identified him as a partner for cooperation. So they forced him in there most likely. Again, that's speculation on my part, but I can almost be sure that that's what happened. 3 years later,
is that him at the wall?
yeah. 3 years later, in February 2018, he visited Israel on a trip organized by Deputy Minister for Foreign Affairs Tripsly Otabli. Fuck, I don't know. And the Israeli. I mean, I'm not Jewish, so reading that name is like.
I mean, I'm Jewish, but I still don't know. So
yeah, and the American Jewish Congress President
Giuseppe
Hotalevi.
I guess the team might be. The team might be silent. It might just be Zippy.
Zippy could be.
Zippy. Hey, Zippy the pinhead.
And American Jewish Congress President Jack Rosen. There he participated in a security conference attended by Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and President Reuven Rivera, and made a public appearance at the Western Wall, which is this picture here. By the way, this man's supposed to be Palestinian.
Did he cry there like that Argentina president or prime minister did?
Yeah. I don't know. This is the video here.
I'm gonna suck the dick of Israel. Now go fuck yourself, dude.
Oops.
I hope you enjoy that Jewish cock.
Yeah, so there he is at the Western Wall there in Jerusalem. So
I know you said your reasonings, Steph, but you just love saying that.
I do. Well, I like sucking dick because I'm a
like
girl.
I said, I know your reasons for saying it.
My soulmate, he's very happy.
No, really? I thought
very
he
happy.
pissed.
In the wake of the October 7th assault, Bukele voiced his support for Israel and condemnation of Hamas. As a Salvadorian of Palestinian ancestry, I'm sure the best thing that could have happened to the Palestinian people is for Hamas to completely disappear, he wrote, describing Hamas as savage speech and comparing them to MS-13, one of Salvador's most violent gangs. El Salvador is home to a large Palestinian
problem.
El Salvador is a home to a large Palestinian population. Some 100,000 live in the small country, and yet the central.
No, but they can make brainwashed people believe that Hamas is a problem.
Yeah, and yet the Central American nation is far from a stronghold for support of anti-colonial struggles. Palestinians in El Salvador has generally done very well and have entered society's upper echelons. Bukele is actually the third Palestinian to become president in El Salvador. Historically, Latin American business community has sided with conservative reactionary forces, and Palestinian diaspora has shied away from supporting resistance movements in the Middle East. So a lot of the
Ooh, are you okay?
a lot of Palestinians.
Keep thinking. He's got tuberculosis.
A lot of Palestinians tend to be very
he needs another beer.
Very successful in El Salvador, and they're afraid to stand against Israel too much, which is sad. I mean, you leave there and you become successful, and oh man, we can't oppose Israel, or else we're gonna lose everything.
It's like that meme. Don't shoot. I'm retarded. Prove it. I support Israel.
Bukele's culture is not so much Palestinian as is neo-fascist. That's his culture. So he's going to identify with repressive governments around the world. A Salvadorian American writer, professor at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, told Mint Press, the country is also home to a large and active evangelical Christian community. There you go. For which Israel rise the key issue. Despite being the son of the country's most notable imam, one who claimed his son is practicing Muslim, Bukele has positioned himself as a Christian conservative, and evangelical supporters say that he was chosen by God to get rid of the nation's gang violence. I believe in God.
Then stop sucking Israel's dick. I hate to break this to you, but Israel does not believe in Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of think he was in with the band.
I believe in God and Jesus Christ. I believe in His word, and I believe His word was revealed in the Holy Bible. He said, even though his dad said he was, a Muslim.
I swear, these Christians, obviously not all of them, but just those certain ones, they have become so cringe. I just unbelievable.
I mean, this it doesn't surprise me that they literally picked an American pope because no one else would actually suck Israel's dick when it comes to the Vatican.
Yeah.
And they get a lot of kids to do that. Bam!
Anyone that supports a U.S.-backed dictator generally isn't a good person. Yeah.
Exactly, any dictator, but I mean, especially if it's our dictator.
Yeah. So this goes back to the history of connections between Israel and El Salvador. Predate Bukele by decades. In the 70s and 80s, the country was a hotspot in the Cold War. The U.S.-backed death squads battled leftist FMLN rebels. The military regime killed around 75,000 civilians in a dirty war that scars the region to this day. The violence was so extreme and well publicized, even the United States sought to distance itself from it. In that void is Israel, of course, providing 83% of El Salvador's military needs from 1975, 1979, including napalm. So Israel provided El Salvador's military junta napalm, which we used in Vietnam, which ended up, killing and torturing millions. And let's see.
But no, it's October 7th. That was the real tragedy. That's
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a real tragedy. That was a real Holocaust.
Into the history of Israel's connection to Latin America in particular. But whatever Israel does, their military does, by definition, we do, because we fund Israel's military. So we give them all the money, and they fund.
Or the terrorists,
Yeah, they fund Latin American dictators and stuff. So in the United States, it's like, oh, we didn't do it. Israel did it. Well, we give Israel most of their military money anyway. So by definition, we're guilty of that.
So actually, by definition, we actually did. But I just want to mention something real quick here, because I know that a lot of people were like, oh, they didn't really come out with anything for the JFK files. They actually did. And it's only one thing. It's a one big thing, is that Israel had something to do with JFK being slaughtered.
Yeah, and are you talking about the one where those conservative Trump people outside the White House got those documents? Is that what you're talking about?
No, that was the Epstein one.
No. I'm talking about the fact that, I'm talking about the fact that literally everything that was redacted was about Israel. Yeah. Okay. We did learn that Israel actually wanted our president dead because, God forbid, he not suck the dick of Israel.
So it was a full. Yes. By the way, you guys want to read that full article? I'm going to put in the chat. It's Alan McLeod does a great job there, so it's there. And I think Indy just put it on there too, coincidentally. But yeah, I mean, hi everyone. Bukele is a half Palestinian gusano or worm. If you don't understand gusano, yes, that's true.
No, I don't
that's
know
worm
gusano.
In English.
I mean, he is. He really is. He looks like he sucks a lot of dick. Yeah, English. No. It's good. Like I said, it's just whenever you talk about Israel, literally, here's what's going on. So literally, Israel does bad things, and then the United States just, okay, I'll suck your dick. I don't care. Just keep helping us. Literally, Israel was also found in a plot for 9/11. It was also found in the JFK files. They redacted all that stuff, but it was Israel behind all this stuff. So Israel literally is a bad relationship, and we're just like, I'm sorry, please don't hit me anymore. I'll suck your dick. I'm sorry.
But remember, according
literally, that's what we're in.
It's the Islamic terrorism that's the problem.
Israel's not even a real. Israel's not even a real state. I mean, it was created after World War II. Once they created the UN, 1948, the UN was like, "Oh, Palestine, let's give certain part of the land to Israel, or to the Israelis, to the Zionists, really correctly." And it's a small part; it's not a big deal and stuff. They're not going to take the rest of the land. It turns out they took the rest of the land shortly after the 7-Day War.
Just like we said, the UN's not going to, or the NATO's not going to move to the Russian border.
Yeah, it's a 7-day war. They took a lot of that land, even though UN was like, "Oh, we swear, the Zionists aren't going to take any more land." It's just a tiny piece. We gave them here, and the Arabs now they have to fuck off now to the other parts, which Israel took all of it pretty much, except for a small part at Gaza and the West Bank, which is basically an open air prison today. But
right. Like I said, guys, just one more thing. I know I've been saying this over and over again, but it is a good watch. If you have never seen it, it's a great movie because it has some really big stars in it. But it is pro-Israel, so try to keep your stomach about you. It is called Cast a Giant Shadow. It does have a pro-Palestine, or a pro-Israel approach because it's literally they felt as if they were supposed to have that land from the Arabs, and the Arabs are the bad guys in the movie. But if you can stomach it, I guarantee you, if you watch it, it's a very good history-based movie on how Israel came to be. And it's because the United States helped them. It has Kirk Douglas, Yul Brynner. It even has the Duke in it, John Wayne's in there. And there's there's a lot of stars in there. I only watched it because it had Yul Brynner. I'm a big
It's a good movie though.
But I mean,
it's a good picture.
Is a good movie. Cast
but there's an
Shadow.
issue with with the pro-Israel slant. But Sean says.
There's a movie.
If Miss Witchy,
I don't remember.
Go ahead. Finish up.
I don't remember if it's a documentary or if it's an actual movie, but it's about October 7th. So that's what or October 7th or October 8th. So
I wouldn't be if Miss Witchy
like Beetlejuice.
If Miss Witchy Perfect says that 3 more times, a giant penis will show up. So. Yeah, let's get to
like Beetlejuice.
Yeah, that's what he's probably comparing it to. Why this is Burkina Faso's President Ibrahim Traoré. The BBC put out an article. What's funny is they put this in a negative light, a lot of what he's done, but we'll look at it as good things. So it says why Burkina Faso's junta leader.
BBC are known for having wrong guests at their for interviews.
Well, I mean they're not. But they're gonna put.
We're in favor of good things, and
they're gonna put a lot of this in a negative light.
And they lead with their values, and
Why? We lead with our values. What are your values?
Why Burkina Faso's junta leader has captured hearts and minds around the world. So this is gonna put a negative light, but a lot of this he's done is like, oh well, that's something we should do here, which we never will. But a charismatic 37-year-old Burkina Faso military ruler, Captain Ibrahim Traoré, has skillfully built the persona of a Africanist leader determined to free his nation from what he regards as the clutches of Western imperialism and neo-colonialism. Sounds good so far. His message has resonated across Africa and beyond, with his admirers seeing him as following the footsteps of African heroes like Burkina Faso's very own Thomas Sankara, a Marxist revolutionary sometimes referred to as Africa Che Guevara. Traoré's impact is huge. I've even heard politicians and authors in countries like Kenya say, "This is it. He's the man." Beverly Orchingi, senior researcher at global consulting firm Control Risk, told the BBC. His message reflects the age we are in, where many Africans are questioning their relationship with the West and why there's still so much poverty in such a resource-rich continent, she said. Yeah, I mean, why is there so much poverty? It's obvious. The West, we take all their shit. Either it's gold or it's copper or it's, whatever. We take it all, or the rich take it all, and then they sell it back to us in cell phones and computers in very expensive ways.
I just want to interrupt just really quickly, Angel. The Yankees are 4-0 right now. So
the Yankees are winning. You said?
Yeah, Yankees are winning right now.
Okay. I misunderstood you. I was like,
I said they're leading 4-0. So
okay. After seizing
4-0, they must be
after
cheating.
seizing power in a coup in 2022, Traoré's regime has ditched former colonial power France in favor of a strong alliance with Russia. That's why the BBC has a problem with this.
Yeah.
That includes the deployment of Russian paramilitary brigades and adopted left-wing economic policies. That included setting up a state-owned mining company, requiring foreign firms to give 15% stake in their local operations and to transfer skills to Burnakebe people. So they set up their state-owned
Saying that 5 times fast.
they set up a state-owned mining company again, like communism. Like, how dare you set up anything state-owned? Then requiring foreign companies to give 15% stake in their local operations to the people. Again, that's an issue for the West. So this rule also applied to Russian miner Nordgold, which has given a license in late April for its investment in Burkina Faso's gold industry. As part of what Traoré called a revolution to ensure Burkina Faso benefits from its mineral wealth, the junta is also building a gold refinery and establishing national gold reserves for the first time in the nation's history. Again, this all sounds good.
Say you want
So what's the problem?
revolution.
So far, I don't understand what the problem is. So far, everything seems to be fine. However, Western-owned companies, firms, I can't, that's the UK. Western-owned companies appear to be facing a tough time, with Australia-headquartered Samara Resources launching arbitration proceedings against Burkina Faso in late 2024, following the withdrawal of an exploration license. The junta has also nationalized 2 gold mines previously owned by London-listed firms and said last month they plan to take control of more foreign-owned mines. So basically, they're taking all the gold and all the mines from powerful Western interests. So we'll see how long he lasts before he ends up hanging somewhere.
Yeah, he ends up suicide or self-deleted.
Enoch Randy Aikens, a researcher at South Africa's Institute for Security Studies, told the BBC that Traoré's radical reforms have increased his popularity in Africa. He is now arguably Africa's most popular, if not favorite president, Mr. Atkins said.
Well, that's because he's trying to get, poor people involved too. And this is the thing. Rich people don't want poor people to have anything. You will own nothing, be happy, and eat sea bugs. I haven't said that in a lot tonight. But no, that's why they don't want communism in the world. I think Jimmy Dore said something about this. They don't want communism to be prominent because, again, that's what we want. Everyone's like, oh, it's because, everyone would have the same thing. Not necessarily. There would still be rich people, but I mean, everyone would not be in poverty, and it's a lot better than fucking capitalism. Capitalism.
That's the thing that MAGA needs to understand. It's not communism; it's capitalism that's killing us.
Yeah, his popularity has been fueled through social media, including many misleading posts intended to bolster his revolutionary image. AI-generated videos of music stars like R. Kelly, Rihanna, Justin Bieber, Beyonce seen as immortalizing him through song, though they have done nothing of sort. Miss
Justin Bieber's gone
AI-generated now.
Miss Oching.
Miss
Oching said that Traoré first caught the attention of Africans when he spoke at the Russia-Africa Summit in 2023, telling African leaders to stop behaving like puppets who dance every time the imperialists pull the strings. Which he's not wrong about. African leaders tend to, do exactly what the West and the Western imperialists tell them to, and if they don't, they die. Like Muammar, what happens to Gaddafi in Libya, basically. Because remember what? Hello. But no, why did Gaddafi ultimately got killed by the U.S.? We all know the history, or at least if you don't, I'll tell you. Basically, Gaddafi wanted to unite Africa into like one currency and to get rid of the U.S. petrodollar. Once he said that, his days were numbered. And in 2011, he was killed. He was killed in a revolution, basically, which we started, of course. The speech was heavily publicized by Russian media, which had become a major player in promoting Traoré's Pan-Africanist image. Traoré attended commemorations in Russia last week to mark the 80th anniversary of the Soviet victory over Nazi Germany in World War II. He posted on X that he, alongside military leaders from neighboring Mali and Niger, were inspired by it to winning the war against terrorism and imperialism at all costs. Thanks to his rhetoric and pushed by a slick social media campaign, his appeal has spread around the world, including among African Americans and Black Britons, Ms. Ochieng noted. So, yeah, he's becoming popular with African Americans and African Britons, basically, So Yeah, I mean, I've seen.
Well, yeah, because I mean, he's actually giving back to his people instead of, oh, hey, there's a rich person,
Well,
give it
now
to
we
them,
know
give it
where
to
the
them.
next.
Don't,
Now
oh,
we
fuck
know
you,
where
poor
the next
people, give it to
coup
them.
is going to happen.
He did a
Yep.
coup in 2022 and took control, and somebody's going to coup him most likely. In fact, he was
Yep.
there. He already had an assassination attempt. He survived recently, so there he.
Don't want them poor people to have food.
You can tell that toothbrush was created in the South because if it was the North, it would have been called a teeth brush.
Bam! Good one, Sean. Damn.
Everyone.
I love my Southern brothers and sisters, but damn.
Everyone who's experienced racism, colonialism, and slavery can relate to his messages, pointing out that the African-American rapper Meek Hill had posted about him on X late last year, saying how much he liked his energy and heart, though he was really ridiculed by mixing up names referring to Traoré as Burkina Faso and later deleted the post. But France's president is not a fan. Oh, no shit, he's not a fan. Traoré, he kicked him out of the country as soon as he took power. He took the French military out. So Traoré is a part of a Bukele alliance between self-proclaimed Pan-African and neo-imperialists. Emmanuel Macron, who's also referring to Russia and China, whom he accused in 2023 speech of provoking coups in Africa, former French colonies, and hypocritically stirring up old arguments over sovereignty and colonial exploitation. So Macron is really bitter that his military got kicked out of there, and he's also bitter at Russia and China for having more influence than him in Africa now. So he's very angry.
Oh no. Anyway,
I mean, doesn't doesn't he suck dick anyway?
It's like that meme. Oh no. Anyways.
Traoré's popularity comes despite the fact that he's failed to fulfill his pledge to quell a 10-year Islamist insurgency that has fueled ethnic division and now has spread to once peaceful neighborhoods like Benin. So, of course, they're trying to throw it like, oh, well, he's failed with his ultimate pledge, I mean, why do you guys still like him so much? His junta has also cracked down on dissent, including the opposition, media, and civil society groups, and punished critics, among them the medics and magistrates, by sending him to the front lines of the war against the jihadists. So,
oh my God, he wants peace? Burn him!
So,
don't show this to Tulsi Gabbard.
He's a Muslim. Burn him. I don't know.
This guy.
I mean, can we borrow him for like 5 weeks?
He's 37 years old, so he's like a young, dynamic leader here. So.
Yeah, but not for long, because if the rich people have anything to say with it, it'll be off with it.
So, like Fidel Castro,
like Triple H.
I'll give him the advice that Fidel Castro gave Vladimir Putin, because he told this to Oliver Stone years ago when Oliver Stone interviewed Fidel Castro. He's like, "You want to live for a long time and oppose the West? It's easy. Your security, you have to hire your security guards personally. You have to know them personally. Don't let anybody else hire your security for you, because they will kill you." So,
yeah, I wondered about that because I mean Tulsi kind of is Cruella de Vil. I mean, she kind of is. She got that like skunk look to her,
Yeah. So.
The half black, half
she has
white,
like the half white, half black hair. For this guy, I'm not even trying to pronounce these names because they're African, and no offense, but I can't pronounce them. So this guy, the African Deputy Director, International Crisis Group think tank, Traoré, commands such support because he's young in a country with a young population. The median age of the country is 17.7 years, so it's a really young country he has there. He's media savvy and uses the past to build his popularity as a reincarnation of Sankara, he told BBC. He knows the art of politics and how to make a nation completely traumatized by war feel like there's a better future. He's really good at that game. Sankara rose to power in a coup in 1983 at the age of 33. Rallied the nation under the motto, "Fatherland or death, we will win." And he was killed 4 years later in another coup that put Burkina Faso back in French political orbit until Traoré seized of power in 2022. So he only lasted 4 years, the original guy, before he was, couped and killed, and the French were back in control again. Ghanaian security analyst, that guy who previously worked for the at the Kofi Annan International Peacekeeping Training Center, said that the popularity of the military leader reflected a political shift in taking place in the continent, especially in Western Africa. A 2024 survey in 39 countries by Barometer showed that a drop in support for democracy, although it remained the most popular form of government.
How?
So 39 countries in Africa were polled, and less people support democracy. But even though it's still a majority support it. So let's see.
Well, first of all, there will never be a real democracy because, again, rich people. But Cowboy Kitty, I hate to tell you this, but there's a house over here that literally, well, I'm pointing to the right and north. There's a house that literally I saw just looking. I saw it had a flag with Trump on it saying "Fight, fight, fight." So yeah, the hillbillies are around here too, and I'm surrounded by fucking Trumpers.
We have Cruella de Vil here saying that we are currently going after whistleblowers. So there you go.
I'm sure you are, bitch. Go suck a dick.
That's an awesome profile.
Yeah.
Really? I mean, she does kind of look like Cruella de Vil. I'm telling you.
Yeah. So democracy.
Yeah, I remember hearing that. I saw a due distance video that she was going after whistleblowers.
Yeah. Democracy has failed to give hope to the youth. It has not delivered jobs or better education and health. Democracy failed here in the U.S.
I mean, they're kind of right.
Democracy failed here too.
Well, but the thing is, with democracy, we have a democratic republic, or we were supposed to have that, but power went to rich people's heads, so the ultra wealthy went, fuck it, we'll just have a fascist oligarchy. So that's kind of what
the post-independence eras, there were leaders, blah, blah, blah. The later era, who coup in 1979 was very popular at the time, too.
Not all country is bad, Sean. I like the 90s country. I like a little older country, too, like 60s, 70s. But not all country is bad. Like maybe the new stuff, because I don't really listen to the new stuff. It sounds too much like rap and country mixed, and I'm like, you can't combine them. You can't combine them.
Well, I'm sorry, but I can't stand country music either. So.
Okay, well, I like the '90s country that I grew up with, and a lot.
And I'm a metal fan, mainly death and black metal fan. So.
Oh, see, I can't stand metal. I can't stand metal at all.
Yeah.
If I want to scream into a microphone, definitely I can scream into a microphone.
So he went to Ghana's President John Mahama inauguration in January and stole the show. Everybody loved him there. And
try saying that 5 times fast.
There were 21 heads of state there. When Traoré walked in, the place lit up. Even my president's bodyguards were running after him. Traoré offered a sharply contrasting image to some of the continent's other leaders who struggled to walk but clung to power by rigging elections, he said. Traoré is stylish and confident, with a very open face and a small smile. He's also a powerful orator and presents himself as a man of the people. In a sign that this Russia-allied junta has made some progress on the economic front, the International Monetary Fund, or IMF, and World Bank has given a generally upbeat assessment about the country.
All I'll say is just be careful. Be cautious, guys, because, again, if it seems too good to be true, it usually is. So, I mean, this guy either will be self-deleted as a conspiracy, and he was evil he was killing pigs or something. They'll make something up. But I'm just saying, be a little cautious here because, again, if it usually is.
If you're interested in reading the whole article, I put it in the chat because it goes on, but it talks about the economics of Burkina Faso and all that stuff. And, I'm ready to, this is another thing there's another article about him, which was interesting too. So
be quiet, Cruella de Vil. All I'm saying is, okay, yeah, this guy is good. He's a man of the people. Again, don't put the cart before the horse because you're going to be let down. If it seems too good to be true, it usually is. That's all I'm saying.
Usually, yeah. So far, he's doing a lot of the right things.
He got a baby face. Look at the face. Got a baby face. I came to see how many people will be sucking dicks.
Let's find out. There you go.
Jam. All of them. I'm telling you.
Yeah, so Ibrahim Torre
I
inside a
don't know. This
digital
guy
cult.
just got a baby face. Did you see the face? You know.
Yeah, he's 37. You know, he's inside
Look at that
digital
face.
cult.
He got that baby face. He's probably that's why he is a baby face, right?
Glorifying Burkina Faso's military leader. So let's see. As insurgency,
That's McMahon, really?
as in, oh god. Oh, thank you for liking. Make sure if you haven't, guys, make sure you like.
I didn't even say it.
As
Within like 5
insurgency
minutes.
intensifies and civic space shrinks in the Western African state, a different kind of battle is unfolding online where the AI-generated images, deepfake anthems, and algorithmic fervor have turned a young military leader into a digital messiah. There you go, Start. Thank you for joining us.
There you go, Start.
Yeah, who are these people? I mean, nobody really knows us. We're having fun here, though.
He posted that Pulp Fiction gift there.
Yeah. Yeah. It won't show up here. It just it says confused Travolta.
R plus confused Travolta.
Yeah.
Wasn't he more confused though? I'm just asking for a friend.
Well, Captain Ibrahim Torre has been beaming across social media feeds throughout West Africa, and from posters to placards hosted in the streets of Burkina Faso's capital, Ouagadougou. I'm sorry, I butchered
that. Your guess is as good as mine there, baby boy.
Yeah, that's this is the capital of Burkina Faso. So London and beyond. His image appears in various forms. Sometimes he seems stoic in military fatigues. Other times draped in Pan-African flags and depicted as a divine warrior glowing with celestial light. In dozens of TikTok edits, Traoré leads imaginary armies, topples Western empires, and is held as a new Thomas Sankara. The caption, bold and uncompromising, include Africa's Messiah and people's captain and France must fall.
Now, stop with the Messiah stuff. He's not a Messiah, okay? That's what I'm saying. You give too much. The power's going to go to his head eventually, and he's going to literally disappoint his fans. So the pride before the fall. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, though.
Peace reply.
It's no more blowjobs for you. Your evil mustache is a terrible copper. Oh my god! That could be not right.
Yeah, make sure you like and subscribe. Give me. We need the support here, but because we're covering stories that I'll never get monetized and I'll never come close to it, and I've accepted that. So we're just here having a good time and exposing the Western imperialists here. So I don't. Let's see, where was I?
All I'm saying is, he's the Messiah. He's the next coming of Jesus.
No, but
no, don't go there.
That's the point of when he's trying.
Song bow to leper Messiah.
He's obviously trying to maintain power as long as possible. So he's trying to make himself into a Messiah figure. It's kind of like North Korea and
then become a martyr, right?
Yeah, he's trying to
probably will become a martyr.
Yeah, because if he is if he is killed like we suspect going to happen to him, he'll be a martyr and he'll lead. He'll be martyred. So let's see. So he's trying to be like a religious figure. Like the images curated, multiplied, and mythologized are now central to a rapidly evolving online movement that fuses anti-imperialism, youth frustration, and Pan-African aspirations. The main concern, many of the images are used and shared across social media and internet aren't real. They're machine-generated hallucinations, a product of an AI tool, manipulated audio and filters that feed an online ecosystem of adoration.
So he doesn't have a baby face.
So they're like, it's fake. Like R. Kelly and Justin Bieber are not singing for him, guys. I mean, no shit. You can't hear.
Why would they?
They're complaining about this.
Who cater to rich people.
But online, AI generated depicted fictional demonstrations in Nairobi, Kampala, even New York's Times Square.
Kampala?
Deepfake audio tracks. Kampala, that's what it sounds like. It says
It sounds like
deepfake.
Kamala.
Yeah, deepfake audio tracks mimicking the voice of global pop stars like Rihanna and Beyonce singing praises of Traoré circulated widely, blurring the image between digital propaganda and fan-driven myth-making. So,
I mean, what's the big deal? So people are trying to imitate other people to make songs about this guy who's actually being nice to poor people. I mean, is there literally a law against that? I'm sorry. I'm missing the point of why we give a fuck.
it's the West are trying to put out propaganda here. So
yeah, I mean, it's not really propaganda when they're singing their praises, but I mean,
he successfully cultivated an anti-colonial stance that speaks directly to the generation disillusioned by neoliberal promises and post-independence elites. Political risk analyst Jessica Moody sees Traoré's rise as part of a broader reckoning with decades of foreign exploitation. This political movement is fueled by a feeling that Africa has been taken advantage of by foreign powers for far too long. The U.S., Europe, the West, basically. U.S., Europe, France. France is part of Europe, but the U.S., Canada, and Europe. So we are all taking advantage of Africa, even if we don't mean to. But when we buy our smartphones and computers and our microphones, and that's a lot of that stuff. A lot of the stuff starts in Africa with their minds. So we're all taking advantage of it, whether we mean to or not. This political movement is fueled by a feeling that Africa has been taken advantage. I already read that. There's an upsurge of resource nationalism, desire to make Africa great again. We know what that and regain sovereignty and develop the continent from within. According to Moody Franks, let me try it again. France remains the primary symbol of neoliberal.
Another beer. Throw me another beer.
Neo-colonial frustration. This is based on decades of companies and countries, especially France, profiting from African economies with little regard for sentiment on the ground. The frustration has been epitomized by Emmanuel Macron's presidency, in which he's fundamentally failed to understand how the French are perceived in West Africa.
Nah.
Yeah,
not
so
France.
they love us. They love the French. Some Macron's like, they love us. What are you talking about? Oh, it turns out they don't love us and they kicked us out. Oh, that's weird. I didn't know we'd be kicked out. So yeah,
Vince, shut up. Really, shut up. Oh my god. Oh my god.
So
I think I need to go throw up now.
There's the article. You guys want to read it?
Or as Roman Reigns would say, you better speak up, old man.
You can't even get the mic to work. Okay, sorry.
What are you going to do about it?
Oh, jeez, you guys.
For the love of God, we have $1 billion company. We can't get a microphone to work.
Yep. So Burkina Faso's leader seeks stronger military ties with Russia. That's a huge mistake because the West will come after him.
That guy taller than Putin. Wasn't that Putin?
Yeah, that's Putin.
I don't think Putin's a tall guy, so.
I thought he was like 6'1".
No, Putin looks like I think he looks 6'2", 6'3". He's probably 5'10", 5'11".
Yeah, this dude is like Hogan, 6'7".
Yeah, he's huge. Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if Fiorella Isabel's taller. Not just kidding.
No! Bam!
Burkina Faso's president called for deeper military and scientific links with Russia while on visit to Moscow. The head of the African nation's military-dominated government and President Vladimir Putin held a meeting at the Kremlin a day after they attended a Red Square parade with other international leaders. Despite all the sanctions, Russia manages to remain the forefront of international stage. It's a lesson for all of us, Traoré said, also praising the Russian army's modernized equipment.
I mean, Russia has been doing great, even though the sanctions, we're going to pop their economy.
The Russians are coming.
That's what he's saying. It's like, hey, despite all the sanctions, the Russians still doing well. We can learn from them.
Yeah, they're doing better than they've ever been, man.
Yeah. Traoré said his country has many projects with Russian Defense Ministry, but did not give details. Under Traoré, who seized power in a coup in September 2022, Burkina Faso has turned away from former colonial master France and moved closer to Russia. Russia is no wonder why the propaganda hates them. It's like, oh,
Oh
you
God,
can't.
that says undertaking. I thought that said Undertaker. Oh my God. I'm going back to bed, y'all.
Russia
Oh,
is
the Undertaker.
Rest in peace.
Russia has faced severe sanctions since launching its offensive in Ukraine 2022. That's taken
It did not start in Ukraine in 2022. That's not when it happened.
Well, this is an article from one of the dick suckers.
Yeah.
So I mean,
No, I know, but it started 10 years before that. I did an entire episode of Angel in the Afternoon on it for like 2 hours. So, Ukraine 2022 undertaking a significant foreign policy shift, including strengthening ties with Africa. Traoré said he would not ask for military aid from Moscow at a time when Russian forces are engaged in Ukraine. But he said he said Russia could share his knowledge, help Burkina Faso educate its young population, and end conflict in the country where security forces are battling a jihadist uprising. Putin said Russia would continue to assist Burkina Faso, suppressing radical groups and training officials. We're united by a common goal of combating terrorism, Putin said, also advocating for stronger economic cooperation. So yeah,
and
there
I
you
mean,
go.
really, they kind of mean it. You know, I mean, the terrorists are Israel, are the United States, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, it's. I couldn't have said it better myself, and everyone's like, "Yeah, you're a Putin puppet." Oh, fuck you.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
There's always people that claim as soon as you phrase Russia in anyway, you're a puppet.
Russia's not my enemy. The rich are, the wealthy, the ultra wealthy.
Yep. So let's
The
go.
only Ukrainian person I support on X, I know I've discussed it with you before, Angel. That woman, that female Ukrainian account who does good on debunking Ukraine. You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Right?
Get out.
I forgot her name, but yeah, she does really good.
So Russian and Ukraine officials will hold talks in Istanbul on Friday, which is today. Russian and Ukraine.
By the way.
Russian and Ukrainian delegations are set to hold negotiations on Istanbul on Friday, which will mark the first direct talks between Russia and Ukraine since 2022. Vladimir Medensky, an aide to President Vladimir Putin, will lead the Russian side, and Ukrainian Defense Minister Rustem Umerov will lead the Ukraine delegation. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has been calling for Putin to travel to Istanbul, but said
just say Voldemort
on Thursday. But he said on Thursday Ukraine will still participate in lower level talks. He made the comments in the Turkish capital of Ankara, which he met with Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan.
But by the way, he asked the most
Erdogan there.
Ever, it makes your ears bleed,
Despite the rather low level of the Russian delegation, out of respect for President Trump, for the high-level Turkish delegation and President Erdogan, and wishing to attempt to at least the first steps for de-escalation and ends of the war, I decided to send a delegation to Istanbul, though not in full. Zelensky said while in Ankara, according to Turkey's Anadolu agency. According to Anadolu, there will be a series of meetings Friday, including trilateral talks between Russia and Ukraine and Turkey. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio is also expected to be in Istanbul and will likely attend talks between the U.S., Ukraine, and Turkey. President Trump said on Thursday.
Now I'm hungry.
President Trump said on Thursday while he welcomes the diplomacy, he doesn't expect real progress until he meets with Putin. Look, nothing's going to happen until Vladimir and I get together. Trump.
Nothing will fundamentally change, folks.
So basically, Trump is like, "Oh yeah, those negotiations are a waste of time. Me and Vladimir would take care of it. Trust me." The president said he'd not expect Putin.
Believe me.
Where is he then?
Trump is in. I think he was in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, believe me, I'll suck a dick.
He was in Saudi Arabia, trying to drum up business for the U.S.
Oh, he's in Saudi, sucking Saudi dick.
He was
That's
in Saudi
it.
Arabia.
Yeah,
and the
Gabbard called him Saudi Arabia's bitch. Now she's his bitch.
Now she's the bitch.
The president said he didn't expect Putin to show up to talks unless he was there. He wasn't going if I wasn't going to be there. And I don't believe anything will happen, whether you like it or not, until he and I get together. But we're going to have to get it solved because too many young people are dying, Trump said. Russian and Ukrainian officials had held talks in Istanbul in March 2022. At the time, Russia's main demand was for Ukrainian neutrality. Those efforts were discouraged with the Biden administration, and later Russia declared annexation of 4 Ukraine oblasts and added a recognition of territory as part of Russia's demands to end the war. So there you go.
Remember when Biden was like, "For God's sakes, this man cannot remain in power."
And he did. And he did because, it's like, fuck off. So as everybody knows, Donald Trump is intending to accept a $400 million jet as a gift from Qatar. He's intending to accept it and use it as his new Air Force One for the rest of his presidency.
I do want to Dubai. That looks like a very interesting city to
Oh, it's beautiful, but the problem is, it runs as. So let's see. So yeah, there's people very upset about this. Of course, it's like.
Now, I still can't believe Bernie's answer defending why he was in that private jet. You know, I was just like, yeah, but I mean, still,
he's
like,
sold out. I mean, he's a sellout.
Like, why would you say
Actually,
that?
he was always a sellout, pretending not to.
Like, still, like, why would you say that?
The Trump administration, poised to accept Palace in the Sky as gift for Trump from Qatar sources. The luxury jumbo jet.
What?
It's called the Palace in the Sky. It's like the most expensive jet in the world. It's cost $400.
Oh, it's a jet. Jesus Christ! I'm like, they're gonna build him a palace in the sky.
The jet is called the Palace in the Sky. The jumbo.
Oh, good. So go suck their dick, and you get a jet.
The luxury jumbo jet is going to be used as Air Force One. Sources told ABC News. So I wonder if they're
Air Force One was U.S.
Crown Prince chips person say no, we don't.
They don't show pictures here. I don't think of it.
Their country.
No, this is talking about
President Trump arrived.
Whatever, blah. What may be the most valuable gift ever extended to the United States from a foreign government. The Trump administration is preparing to accept a super luxury Boeing 747-8 jumbo jet from the royal family of Qatar.
Even a 747 looks small when you're flying through the Grand Canyon.
A gift is.
Yeah, but don't tell Trump that because he's trying to say that he has a big dick.
You know where I got that from, right?
Oh yeah, I know exactly where you got that from.
No, where did you get that from? No,
Triple H and
Triple H saying that to Stephanie
about his wife, Stephanie.
Oh, that's right.
Ghost Shark says the plane won't be finished for another 3.5 years. So.
Well, that's true, but that doesn't stop them. And again, if that's all he went over to Qatar for, gee, it must, to suck a dick, it must be good. And, you suck the right dick, I guess you get the Lowland Express.
Says, I thought the Palace in the Sky was
like I said, we need a super cut every time the steps go bigger.
Yes, that's what I mean. That's what I mean.
A gift that is available to be used by President Donald Trump is the new Air Force One until shortly before he leaves office, which at the time the ownership of the plane would be transferred to the Trump Presidential Library Foundation. Sources familiar with the proposed agreement told ABC News. So he's going to use it for a little bit as Air Force One, and then when he leaves office, it'll be transferred. The ownership will be transferred to the Trump Presidential Library Foundation, which will basically belong to Trump.
I don't know if I want a 747, a Boeing. I mean, they are talking about rich people, so the rich people get the most luxurious parts. But still, I wouldn't trust a Boeing.
Well, it's a Boeing. They'll make sure to build it properly. It's not a commercial jet. It's a private jet. Yeah,
it's not like commercial for us peasants.
It's a private, $400 million jet. Apparently, is going to cost once they build it.
Hey, Cruella DeVille, shut your hole.
So I just want to mention really quickly. Right now, Knicks are beating Celtics 31-20. So that's
a good start. But that's a good start. But you got to finish it off though. The gift has been expected to announce next week when Trump visits Qatar on the first foreign trip of his second term, according to sources familiar with the plan. But a senior White House official said that the gift would not be presented or gifted while the president was in Qatar this week. In a social media post Sunday night, Trump confirmed his administration was preparing to accept the aircraft, calling it a very public and transparent transaction with the Defense Department. Trump has previously touted the plane, which is so opulently configured, is owned by a flying palace.
It's toured. said touted, it's toured.
Trump had previously toured the plane.
Oh.
Sorry, which had opulently
Get the man another beer.
configured is known as the Flying Palace while he parked at the West Palm Beach International Airport in February. So that's the jet, apparently. It's a picture of the outside of the jet.
Boing, boing, boing.
A 13-year-old. The highly unusual, unprecedented arrangement is sure to raise questions about whether it's legal for the Trump administration and ultimately the Trump Presidential Library Foundation to accept such a valuable gift from a foreign power. Anticipating those questions, sources told ABC News that lawyers for the White House Counsel Office and Department of Justice drafted an analysis for Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, concluding that it's legal for the Department of Defense to accept the aircraft as a gift and later turn it over to the Trump Library, and does not violate laws against bribery or the United States Constitution's prohibition, the Emoluments Clause, of any U.S. president official accepting gifts from any king, prince, or foreign state.
I bet he was drinking again.
Yeah. So the lawyers said, "Oh no, it's perfectly legal. Trust us. It doesn't violate the Constitution or anti-bribery laws. Trust us. Don't worry about it. We can accept this very expensive plane, or the president can."
Who's the new Epstein? We already have a new Epstein, and there's no shit you peasants can do about it. There's not shit you can do about it. Okay, sorry. Who's the new Epstein?
No.
Sorry, did I miss that one? Are you talking about Gates, or are you talking about who are you talking about?
A bong bong bong. LOL. Storms here. Electric glitching. Is it me?
Yeah, I mean we are under severe thunderstorm
so
warning as well. Me and
luckily
Angel are. So I'm
luckily we got through most of the show. So we got through most of it.
Bloodlines. That's why. Right away.
Always have that.
I heard that the movie's got good reviews. I think so.
Sounds like Gaza out there. Ouch. Good one, Ghost Star.
Sources told ABC News that Attorney General Pam Bondi, Trump top's White House lawyer David Warrington, concluded that it was legally permissible for the donation of the aircraft to be conditioned on transferring his ownership to the Trump Presidential Library before the end of his term, according to sources familiar with the determination. So basically, Donald Trump told them, "Look, I'm going to accept this jet whether you like it or not, so make it legal." It's okay. We'll make it legal. Don't worry about it. Because I want.
I mean, how much dick does one person have to suck? God damn it! He gets a fucking jet. That's why he wanted to be president. He just wanted to get rich again.
Said Bondi provided legal memorandum addressing the White House counsel last week after Warrington asked her for advice on the legality of Pentagon accepting such a donation. Technically, it's the Pentagon accepting the donation, and then they'll give it to Trump once he leaves office. The White House press secretary said in the statement, "Any gift given by a foreign government is always accepted in full compliance with all applicable laws." President.
Yes, it's called fucking bribery, motherfuckers. They legalize bribery
against the Emoluments Clause, but they're going to try to find a way around it.
They don't care. Constitution,
the President Trump administration is fully committed to transparency, Levitt said. Yeah, sure he is. Ali Ansari, Qatar's media attaché, said in a statement that transfer of an aircraft for temporary use as Air Force One is currently under consideration by Qatari's Ministry of Defense and the U.S. Department of Defense. So, so basically Trump is going to accept a $400 million jet, and,
Are you saying Vince McMahon, Corella DeVille? So you're saying that Vince McMahon is going to be undead and he's going to be the Jeffrey Epstein? Oh wait, I'm confused. What the fuck? What the hell is that?
I guess Vince McMahon needs to take a lie detector test again.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. No, I don't need to know the sexual escapades of Vince McMahon, right?
Well,
I was thinking of Stacey Keebler. I don't ever. Last week. This morning. Ding.
By the way,
thanks. I really didn't need to know you were thinking of Stacey
McMahon
Keebler.
would say, "Get out, get the hell out of here."
Yep. So there is. I'm sure everybody has. Found this at some point. There's an allegation that Bill Clinton accepted a $17 million helicopter as a gift from the Saudis. Apparently, everything that
did.
I read on it's not true. They're denying it. All the fact checkers are saying it's not true, but I wouldn't be surprised if he really did, and they're trying to cover it up.
I mean, to be honest, again, there's not one president that I can think of that didn't get a bribe that actually tried to cover it.
Yeah, all the fact checkers are saying no, that President Clinton did not receive a $17 million helicopter from the Saudis.
My ass cheeks.
But
I don't
it's
think
out there
so.
for a reason. I wouldn't be surprised if he did accept the gift. And
Clinton's not. He's also not a pedophile, even though he was on the Lolita Express.
Yeah. So.
Well, I like kids.
Let me see if I can show you guys
I did
some
not
pictures
have
of this.
sexual relations with that woman.
I can't do a
Hey, Bill Clinton
impression,
he was disbarred. He was disbarred for lying to the government, but I'm like, who cares?
But he wasn't kicked out of office, nor was he prosecuted in any sort of way, and he still fucks kids.
Oh God,
I say that's well done.
Remember Amy Klobuchar? I like to see how your hair fares. I like to see how your hair fares in a blizzard.
Oh God, the sex.
Really, Vince? Who the fuck brought up Amy Klobuchar?
Come on.
No, I don't give a fuck about her.
But Bill Maher did. He really was interested in Amy Klobuchar. Remember?
Maybe he gets off on that. Good on him. I don't really give a fuck.
Well, let's go.
She can go suck a dick for all I care, or eat pussy, whatever she's into. I don't.
These are some of the photos of the jet. Look at it.
my
It's
God.
like it's like beautiful couches, and that is a.
Hey, fuck
These
you,
are
poor
big.
people.
It's
Go
a
ahead, go suck a
$400
dick.
million jet. I mean, Boeing. They ordered this jet for Trump, and it's like.
Are there no
Trump
seatbelts?
I don't think so. I think there's seats.
We're getting turbulence. Oh, you mean someone sucking my dick? Okay.
This is the cockpit. This is the cockpit. Excuse me. And when I do a lot of reading, it's like, bleh, I can't.
I'm not saying no. I'm not saying anything.
So again, there's like a chessboard there and checkers and stuff.
Oh wow!
Nice.
Chess checkers. That's amazing.
It's a look at that.
Like he could
That
play
bed,
chess.
I guarantee you that bed is better than the one here right now, and it's on a jet.
Well, I mean, it better be. It better.
It's a $400 million jet.
It better be. I sucked a lot of dick
It's
to
a
get
$400
that
million
jet.
Okay, how many times have you said that today?
Anybody got a calendar?
So those are some of the photos. Those are some of the photos of the president's new jet.
Hey, he said cockpit, and I didn't say anything, so I'm behaving.
So yeah, those are photos of the new jet that Donald Trump intends to accept.
You're right. Bill Maher would fuck anything. That's why fuck Bill Maher.
Wow. Let's see. So yeah. So what else? So actually, tomorrow we're gonna do pro wrestling talk tomorrow at 8. What was that?
I should be on at 9.
Me.
Oh,
Woo!
So we're gonna do.
We used to call the
Hopefully
Royal Rumble the
next
cockpit.
week we'll be able to finally do the GTA 6 episode again. Hopefully.
Yeah, I've been reaching out. We'll see on that. But, pro wrestling talk. We're gonna do it tomorrow at 8. We'll be previewing the Saturday night's main event, which will take place next Saturday, the 24th, I believe it is.
Yeah, but we're gonna have some fun, man. Especially at Vince McMahon's Evil Mustache. You better be there, or I'm gonna come and get
I
your
remember
ass.
Vince McMahon likes big sweaty men.
Yeah. So
Just want to
we'll
give
be-
some updates. So the Yankees are leading 6-1 right now.
Okay.
And
Sounds good.
the Knicks are leading 36-24. So hopefully they.
Okay, so far so good. They got to keep that lead though. But yeah, we'll be doing pro wrestling talk tomorrow at 8 o'clock. We'll be previewing Saturday night's main event, which so far has Jey Uso versus Logan Paul for the world title. A tag
Yeah, and if Logan Paul literally wins this, I'm gonna punch him.
the tag team match between
He is talented. I will say I've seen a lot of his moves.
Yeah, talented and shooting off his mouth and sucking dick to
I've
get to
seen
where
a lot of
he
his
is.
moves, and it he does look really good as a wrestler. At least
I mean he's a
Oh, what?
well.
Why were you even thinking of that?
I didn't say anything. All I said was whoa.
We have a tag team match between CM Punk and Sami Zayn versus Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker, and
go CM
and we
Punk.
have a WWE
CM
Championship
Punk.
match between John Cena and R-Truth. I've been booked for that show too.
Yeah, what the fuck is? I don't even know what that is. That's just a what the fuck?
So far, those are the 3 matches that have been booked.
He's been absent ever since WrestleMania.
Well, he said he was taking a vacation, and he meant it. I mean, he has a daughter, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sticking up for him. I'm just saying, if Logan Paul sucks it up, this Exactly. Thank you, Vince. Now you see what I'm talking about.
Yeah, we'll be talking about that. We'll be talking about it was something else.
He's not a boofler. CM Punk is awesome.
Well,
he is the man.
Angel didn't like CM Punk when he was in AEW, but now I guess
I didn't like CM Punk when he first came in. No, but he's growing on
The
me.
thing with CM Punk was his matches in AEW were fine, but he was working with a lot of jabronis, so which is why which is why I didn't like
Circus Soleil performers.
But now he's.
He was working with a lot of children and Circus du Soleil.
But bringing up CM Punk, they promoted. They were using his face to promote Night of Champions, which is a show in Saudi Arabia.
Yes, in Saudi Arabia, and now because I sent this article to, or I sent something about it to you because the article wasn't working. But literally now they have pulled that because my gosh, CM Punk used his freedom of speech. And criticized Saudi Arabia. Can you believe the audacity of CM Punk?
Yeah, I think that
this makes me love it more. I'm like, yes,
it was a mistake by WWE because Punk is not going to work any Saudi Arabia shows for that reason. So they mistakenly put him on the promotion when he wasn't supposed to be there. So they took him out and put somebody else in. I forget who right now. It's not either Cody Rhodes or somebody.
Sean, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm confused.
Oh, hey, CBC.
Hey,
showing up
CBC.
right before we wrap up. Thank you for,
you
can check out the whole show. Like, you just rewind back from here. Yeah. But thank you for joining us anyway. Give us a like, please subscribe. Yeah. So that's why that was a mistake by WWE. I don't think CM Punk was ever going to work that show.
Was it over in Saudi Arabia when Titus O'Neil did that slide under the ring?
Yes, that was in Saudi Arabia.
Well, because now they have instead of Punk, now they have Seth Rollins. Yeah, I mean, Punk is like one of us. You know, he knows the game. He knows how it's played. And you know, he's even said something about Palestine. Yeah. He's like, I think Palestine should be free.
Yeah,
I think
Palestine should be free. I just think
Zayn is has similar views too.
He's Syrian. He's Syrian by descent.
Oh yeah, he's Syrian. That's why. Yeah,
he's an Arab.
Part
so
Arab,
and he went to Saudi Arabia for the first time like a year ago, and he went to Mecca because he's Muslim. So
Fireball, Vince, where do you get this stuff?
Fireball.
Where do you get
might be referring
this
to
stuff?
Alexa Bliss when she did the Fireball.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't even. There's some of Raw. I turned it off. I was like, I'm not watching no chicks bounce around.
That's during the pandemic, but yeah, I mean.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean.
Well, Alexa Bliss is back. Or she came back to NXT.
No, she was on SmackDown.
Or no, she was on Raw.
Chamber, where
she was on SmackDown last week, where they.
She was on
where
SmackDown.
She and Charlotte Flair were kind of teasing something. Hey, you want to talk? He's like, okay, so they're teasing. They're going to do something together, I guess. And but yeah, I mean, the Money in the Bank qualifying matches are next week, and next week, on Friday. No, today. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place.
No,
the qualifying matches, Money in the Bank, are next week or tonight. It starts tonight and will continue next week.
Which is it, Angel?
It starts tonight and it will continue next week, and then. But we have to preview Money in the Bank It's right after this too.
Karrion Kross. I'm going with Karrion Kross, baby. Push that man. Push Karrion Kross.
Steph, Bad Cookies has something to say to you.
Huh? He's Syrian. He sucks dick. You know what? I don't want to know. Okay? If Sami Zayn sucks cock, I don't want to know.
No,
He can keep that to himself, right?
So excuse me for mispronouncing these words. I'm not African, okay? So shit.
Wagajugu or Wada.
Yeah, relax,
Yeah, we're not. I'm
relax.
not. I mean,
we're just trying.
yeah, I'm covering the story at
we're
least.
trying
I
our
mean,
best. Yeah.
we're gonna discussing it. I'm sorry that I didn't perfectly pronounce that word, but yeah, I mean, I wanna. So let's see. Hey Vince, I heard you use system.
What
All right.
Oh my god.
So we're having a great time here, but
Man, Cookies, you're not right.
but we do have to start wrapping this up soon. Tomorrow's pro wrestling talk. Next week is Angel in the afternoon. We're going to be back again on Friday. Pro wrestling talk after that will be on Sunday because we're watching Saturday night's main event.
Yes,
So
yes,
next
yes.
week,
Because the 24th will be Saturday
And the
night's main
25th
event,
we'll be
and then
back.
Sunday the 25th
Mhm.
at 7 p.m. So
Yeah,
get the
like I
time
said,
right.
tomorrow, I should be on it.
all right. So tomorrow we're on at 8.
At 9.
Next Sunday we'll be on at 7.
Oh.
And we're previewing Saturday night Money in the Bank on the 31st because
I say Karrion Kross. Push that man. Come on, Karrion Kross.
because
Kross.
Money in the Bank is the 7th. It's June 7th.
That's right, CBD. I need another beer. Give me another beer. Throw me another beer. Okay. CBC's like suck a dick.
Money in the Bank is
That's my motto. Keep your man happy with suck a dick.
Money in the Bank is the 7th.
Sorry, Angel.
That's fine. I mean, I'm about to go anyways. I'm trying to remember when Money in the Bank is.
No, we're just having fun. We're spitballing now.
Bad Cookie's comment. No, I think he thought you were talking to him, but you were reading his comment.
Oh. Yeah.
June 7th.
What does that say? Love you, Kitty. You're a funny ass dude. At least you didn't say you were turned.
Money in the Bank is June 7th, so we'll be previewing on the 31st.
June 7th.
On May 31st, we'll be previewing it. And then the 8th, we'll do the review. No, wait. Yeah, the 8th. It'll be the 8th.
Did anyone see that on X though? I'm curious to see if they saw the Money in the Bank and it was Karrion Kross holding it up.
It's like it's a fan creation.
Maybe wishing, hoping, pleading.
All right.
And then, like I said, hopefully next week we'll finally do the GTA 6 episode discussing trailers.
That's something that I can't promise, but I'm gonna try, to get everybody together, because I would prefer not just be me and Alex and just a couple other people. That's.
Can I just say suck a dick all day?
I mean, GTA 6. GTA 6 is adult content, so.
I mean, yeah, they have sucking in there, right?
Involving Jason and Lucia, so.
All right, so.
Hey, she's sucking dick.
So it's either gonna have to be Tuesday or Thursday next week, because Wednesday's INN News. Friday's Angel in the afternoon. Monday, so probably could be Monday, Tuesday, or Thursday next week. But I'll have to reach out to people and see when they can do it. But
hopefully we'll go see the Yankees and the Knicks hopefully win their games. And I do want to mention, if the Knicks go on to win, I guess the We Want Team Chance, I guess that's all over now, right, Angel?
Yeah, I mean, it worked. I mean, if the Knicks managed to finish off Boston tonight, that definitely is going to work. All right, so I want to thank everybody for watching. Make sure you give me a like and subscribe, and I hope everybody has a great weekend. Make sure you take care of yourselves and each other, and stay safe out there. I'll see you.
And remember, everybody, suck a dick. Safer for people in the back.
Yeah. Thank you, Back Cookies. Please like, please subscribe. Have a great weekend, everybody. Take care of yourselves and each other. Don't drink and drive. Stay safe, all that good stuff. And we'll see you guys tomorrow.
And remember, everyone, suck a dick.
Tomorrow.